morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening, wherever you are on our amazing planet.
You may not be the only one who's distracted today.
But also, I underestimate how easy that is for me. And that's perfect because underestimated is the theme today of being here. Just when we do this podcast, we give our producers a running start. So we count in 3, and I hold up 3 fingers, 2, hold up 2 fingers. And then we don't say 1. It's just at the point 1 happens, they hit the recording. And I asked Shya if he wanted to do it today. And it was something I take for granted that I've been doing, and it's so easy. And it was unexpected for him.
So I said, how do I do this? As if I had to do something with the computer. She says, you say 3. Oh, I remember how to do this. I can do 3 too.
Yeah. You know, life is really, really, really wonderful.
That's in full of wonder. But you have to be here for it.
We finish each other's sentences. We're not going anywhere.
We're not trying to fix you, change you, make you better, get you somewhere else than you are.
This is all about being here and dropping.
Hence the name of the show.
Yes, dropping into the experience, not the concept, but the experience that you can't do your life wrong.
I like what you just said about the experience rather than the concept, because we all have the concept of living in the current moment of our lives as a concept, but how frequently do you experience the grandeur, the air smelling is the way it does, the being in your life, that sip of coffee, what it does to your taste buds. If you don't drink coffee, that's okay.
Today
I'll drink it for you.
My experience today is very experiential, as in when Shya walked into the kitchen this morning and I saw him, I was like, whoa, what a handsome guy. Oh, I love him. I love my life. And at the same time, I'm finding I have moments of distraction that may be similar to you. You may have moments of dropping into your experience, moments where you lose yourself in a thought or going somewhere. Listening to this podcast can recenter you, but don't listen to recenter you. Listen to simply listen.
Hear what's being said.
Experience what's being said.
When Ariel talks about listening, she doesn't mean agreeing with what we're saying or disagreeing with what we're saying. She means listen and hear what's being said without commenting on it in your thoughts as though you know better or you would say it differently.
And you don't have to apply it to you.
Or in other words. No, we're not, in other words, saying what we're saying. We're just saying what we're saying. Now, if you can just hear what we're saying from our point of view, chances are your life will transform as a result of your getting into the current moment of your life rather than thinking about it, because we all think a lot.
We started pretty early in this podcast with me making a statement. Life is wonderful. And we both said, as in full of wonder. That may not be the case for you right now. And that is not a problem. I've discovered that when I hear somebody's reality without applying it to me or judging it or holding myself up, like to measure how I'm doing against that reality, if I simply hear it, new possibilities open. There's nothing you need to do with what's being said today. Let's just play.
Okay.
Shall we take our first guest?
Yes, Thomas.
Welcome to being here. Tell people where you're zooming in from, please.
Hello, I'm Thomas. I'm zooming in from Hamburg in northern Germany. Yeah. I'm visiting your seminars, and I heard often that a lot of people are estimating themselves.
They're
So
what?
it's underestimating themselves. So do I. And I for example, last week I had an important meeting with some people in a different city.
Thomas, can you
Yeah.
do me a favor?
Yeah.
I really want to hear what you have to say.
Mhm.
So take a moment, take a breath, and just slow down a little bit, because you're enough excited about what you have to say, or for whatever reason, you're speeding and some of your words are getting lost.
Yeah.
So you are worth listening to.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. That's part of. Last week I had an important meeting in another city in northern Germany, with a lot of important people like directors of museums or staff from the city. And I went there and had the feeling I have nothing to say there in this meeting. And this meeting was really great. It went well. The outcome or the result was great. But when I left, I had the feeling I was too loud. I was too direct. I spoke too much. I was not appropriate to the situation. And it fits really weird, because before I went there, I said, I thought I have nothing to say. And when I left, I had the feeling I said too much.
So tell us, how did it go?
This meeting,
Yes.
great. I met a lot of people. I really listened them. I met them really, and they listened to me. And what in the first moment for me was astonishing, that I spoke boldly as Thomas out what I have to say.
Well, I want to reel back to, as you were laying out your story of going to this meeting with lots of important people. It doesn't sound like you included yourself as one of them.
That's right. As one of those important people.
This is an opportunity I didn't see.
Thomas, Shya and I have led thousands of seminars now, literally.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've been doing this together for over 35 years.
So every once in a while, Shya turned to me and said, I don't feel like I have anything to say tonight, or this afternoon, or this morning. And something in me now knows to go, whoa, sit back, here it comes. Because he's not pre-scripted, but he's here. And when he comes into the moment, things occur to him to say, and he says them. So that's the first half of the equation. The second half of the equation, as I see it, is anytime you say something and it bumps up against a person's no, it kind of, it's like
bounces back on you. It's like a wave that hits a wall,
right?
A seawall. Then you've got this backlash or backwash that comes back out to the ocean.
So it's turbulent, it's a little rough, and then you start going, whew, I said too much, I was too bold.
Maybe I did that wrong because you bumped up against their no.
This sounds true. This is true. This is true, yeah.
Well, the other thing is this. Even if it went well in your experience, you would probably walk away thinking, and I'll tell you what I mean. You're thinking, I should have said this. Oh, I could have said that. You see, because whenever we lead a seminar, after it's over, I have all these thoughts about other things that I could have said.
But it's almost like the listening capacity of the people you're with acts like a funnel. So everything you might have to say gets whittled down to what's available to be said.
Or available to be heard.
Which is why we talk about listening as much as we do, and why we did the Power of Listening seminar. And we speak about listening in most podcasts and most seminars.
Oh, Hawk is back.
Because we have a hawk in our yard that is magnificent. And so we have a bird feeder, and then
That's a bird feeder to the
bird,
to the hawk, you see.
yeah, he comes
Yeah.
hunting. So, so Shya just
I saw him flutter by.
So
How is there any possibility to avoid this situation of
Self-doubt?
yeah?
I love that question.
Well, you know,
It comes from
what's the first principle of instantaneous transformation?
Everything you persist or against becomes stronger and yeah.
Yeah, what you
anything.
resist
Mhm.
persists,
Yeah.
so it sticks around, it grows stronger, and it dominates your life.
Yeah.
So if you don't want this, you're going to keep producing this.
I love you say, is there any way to avoid it? Avoid is like
Saying no to.
resistant, not wanting, judge. You don't avoid the love you have for your wife.
You know, what I found interesting was I saw this magnificent bird fly by our window. It was quite a ways off in the woods. And I could have not said a thing about it. And I couldn't have not said, I just saw the hawk, because I did. See, you can't rewrite history. How you were at a meeting was exactly as you were. If you had nervousness there, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people there weren't nervous.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, and so they're worried that they're doing it right.
So what if suddenly worrying that you have nothing to say and coming out thinking you didn't do it right was you replaying the ambiance, the zeitgeist of that particular meeting?
Oh.
And then if you're okay with yourself about having had that conversation with yourself or that non-experienced experience, you simultaneously make it okay for them as well.
What if you can't do it wrong, Thomas?
Yeah.
What if Thomas can't be any other way than he is in the current moment of his life?
I like this.
And that means he could have only been the way he was in the last meeting he was in, that he doubts himself and thinks he should have said it differently, should have said less.
Mm-hmm.
You know, less and more are in the realm of change. Transformation is about the magnificence of the current moment of your life, not about a future or a past. It's about being here, right here and now.
You know, there's a big difference between change and transformation. Part of why I loved you ask that question, how do I avoid it? It was such a perfect representation of what we've been taught, which is that we need to change ourselves in order to improve, and that we should all strive to improve. And in transformation, it's about awareness. It's about seeing what is.
It's not about getting somewhere. It's about being where you are, as you are in the current moment of your life.
And then outside of time, your life transforms over and over. And things that you've been battling or concerned with just slip away, and you kind of forget you ever had them until you're partway down the road and you go, wait a minute, I was in this meeting with important people and it didn't occur to me
to doubt
myself.
Yeah.
Well, I'm caught with a word.
What?
Important people.
Yeah, where are there unimportant people?
Yeah. What person is unimportant?
Yeah. It's in the meaning of the position they are holding in their jobs. They are all important. I listened to all of them, so they spoke all up.
Yes, that's true. I'm sure you did. However, you absolutely hold a CEO of a big corporation as more important than, say, somebody who worked for the sanitation department.
Like you.
Oh, yes.
We're talking about internalized hierarchies,
Mhm.
Thomas.
Yes. Yeah.
The ones that you use to underestimate yourself with.
The ones you've been programmed with since you're a little boy about who the important people are,
Mhm.
rather than talk to me like a person.
This reminds me at once that my grandma, they always said, when adults spoke, children have to silence. It's similar to this a little bit.
Yes.
Yes, I'm not sure they had that all wrong. Kids can be annoying.
Yes.
You know, we can all resent that children should be seen and not heard, and that was old times. But yeah, we had a client on today, and she was talking about being on vacation, and she has a young son, and how he is not even 1 year old, and he just does a path of destruction, and how nice it was to be able to drop him off at daycare, even though she was home. We underestimate what a pain we were when we were kids. We just resented people for creating structures because our incessant why I don't know why
Don't
question
tell me what to do.
got to be
I
annoying.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Hey, thanks for being with us.
Yes, Thomas, thank you for being with
Really.
us.
Thank you from my heart. Thank you for this. Thank you.
I feel that. Thanks.
Hey, it's time for the listener feedback spotlight.
It's where we get to hear from people in this amazing listenership and transformation community talking about what's happening in their lives.
This is Dave in Winnipeg, and transformation has given me the possibility of an amazing life that I never expected. It's brought me back into everything that I do with the presence and awareness of who and where I am.
Do you want to have well-being with consistency? Connect with people all over the world from the comfort of your own home at Ariel and Shya's lively interactive Living Made Easy virtual seminars. Join any of their 2-hour online events or take a deep dive into the magic of being you at a virtual weekend seminar. Come on, let's connect. Find out more and register at transformationmadeeasy.com.
We have several upcoming seminars. We have the 2-hour Living Made Easy virtual seminars.
This Saturday and next Monday.
Soon we'll be heading off to, that was well done, Hamburg, Germany. We're doing the Freedom to Breathe.
That's on May 14th.
It's a Thursday.
Thursday, right. And Being Boldly You, May 15th, 16th, and 17th. That's Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. In person in Hamburg, Germany.
And then back to our neck of the woods, fun as the access way to enlightenment.
That's in New York City. It's going to be, again, in person, June 26th. That's a Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, 27th and 28th.
Costa Rica 2027 are 2 courses there. You can come for 1 week or 2. We are in the midst of an early registration discount period. That ends this Friday. So if you want to come and you are wanting to get a bargain, sign up now. The prerequisite is a weekend seminar with us this year. If you haven't attended one yet, that's okay. You can still sign up. You just need to attend one.
Yeah, go to our website, transformationmadeeasy.com, and you can see what we are offering.
Okay. We'll take our next guest, shall we?
Oh, yes, let's
All
please.
right. Micah, welcome to being here.
Hi, Ariel. Hi, Shya. I'm Maike and calling in from Düsseldorf in Germany.
Nice.
Hey.
Welcome.
So lovely to see you and to be
Lovely
with
to
you.
see you as well.
What can we do for you, Micah?
I was caught by when I read the topic underestimate, especially that I sometimes underestimate myself.
Only sometimes.
Quite often, to be honest. Especially when I'm not doing something or not acting in some things.
Well, you're doing something. You're thinking, and you're thinking that you're not enough. What happens is you get distracted when you have a project. You get distracted from picking on Micah, and you do the project. And you do the project really well. I know that because you're quite successful in your career. And when the project's over, you go back to the other project, the underestimating Micah.
Yeah, that's true. So I have sounds like a lifetime project if I'm not stopping it.
That's
Well,
right.
But what if you,
Don't have to stop it.
what if, I'm getting that image again that we sometimes use about how the cable cars work in San Francisco.
Ah, yes.
Mhm.
Do you know how the cable cars in San Francisco work?
No.
They go up and down the hills of San Francisco, but
Mhm.
the cable car itself does not have a motor.
Okay.
They call it a cable car because underneath the ground, under the street, they have this cable that runs around all over San Francisco.
And it's in a loop.
And it's in a loop. And so when the driver of the cable car pulls the lever, it grabs onto that cable and then gets pulled along.
Okay.
But the
Okay.
cable is going because one cable car may be stopping to let more people off or more people on. Another one may get to a corner and there's nobody to get off or on. So it just keeps going. So they have to be able to do it independently. So the cable keeps running and running and running, say in circles.
Mhm.
And then you grab onto it, it pulls you along its way
So
on the regular track.
until a project from Micah comes along, she lets go of that cable called picking on herself or underestimating herself, and she starts doing the project, and she's very good at the project because she takes her attention off of herself or her thoughts about herself, and then she's quite excellent at whatever she does.
Those thought loops are embedded in you. And
you can't get rid of them. So what do you do? What do you do if you have this embedded thought loops and you can't get rid of them?
Accept them.
Well, that's an idea.
accepting still has a level
A
of
victim
resistance.
and a level of victimization because
I don't like it, but
I'll accept it.
Okay, then see it and make myself busy with something else.
Well, that's
When you say that, though, I love this conversation.
yes.
You're actually you looked it down and you're like, okay, I see it.
Mhm.
And then what you didn't say is, and I judge it. So in order to get out of this awful thing, I
Do something else.
do a project to get rid of it. Well, that's going to intensify it because you're judging it, resisting it.
So you intensify at first principle. But what if you just leave it alone? What if you indeed engage in the next job that comes along, which automatically, see, no two things can occupy you at the same time, Micah. So when you have a project at work, you leave you alone so you can do the work project. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
But when you're left to your own devices with nothing to do, ooh, that's when that voice says, oh, you're not doing enough. You've got to be more self-expressive. You've got to be out there in the world more. You can't just sit here on the couch.
Yeah, that's so true.
It's also the one that's looking for a strategy to be a better you in the future. And if you follow the narrow strategy it's providing for you, you're going to get really, really busy because the only way out of this self-designated horrible thing is to do a project. But sometimes it's like lift my eyes, and in front of me, this gorgeous painting we got in Bali many, many years ago, and it is just background most of the time. Or to touch something and I feel it in my fingers, or there's so, or listening, we listen here and it brings us into the moment. It's,
Well, you want to know that no matter how successful you are at any project you do, the voice in your head is going to find something that you should have or could have done better.
That's so true as well. Yeah. Yeah.
But if you can get, Micah, that's just an automatic machine. You don't have to bother yourself with the fact that a car, when you turn on the ignition, starts.
I have a question. Have you ever done this? Had a picture taken of yourself and you look at it and you're like, oof, this is wrong and that is wrong. And look at my chin, or, my hair could use a comb, or, oh, I have that wrinkle, or, oh, I could lose weight, or what was I thinking wearing that outfit, or whatever.
Yes.
And then you go away from that picture for 4 or 5 years and you come back at it and you look at it and you go, whoa,
I look pretty good there.
I was looking great.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I had it yesterday. I was checking phones and playing around a little bit with Chat GPT, and asked ChatGPT to make a picture nicer for myself with all the instruments ChatGPT had. So it prepared me in the ChatGPT version. And then at one point I told ChatGPT, stop that. I like the picture in the original version much more, just with me, than what you did with myself. And so I found it really funny.
Oh, I love
That's great.
that. I love it. I'm not intuitive. I love that you were trying to enhance what is already perfect.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's so cool. Very cool. What a treat being with you today.
Yes, really.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
I've enjoyed the podcast.
I have enjoyed this podcast too.
You can subscribe and share it to your friends. Those are two separate things. Subscribing, if you aren't already, sharing with people is a great way to introduce them to the brilliance of being themselves.
Or the brilliance of the moment, rather than their thoughts about their underestimating themselves and what they're good at, or who they are.
Also, if you haven't done it already, I really recommend subscribing to our newsletter. The blogs we put out are great. There are videos with talented people in our community. They're blogs written by talented people in our community, not just the two of us.
Well, it takes courage to be willing to discover that you're already fine exactly as you are, even though you've been raised in an environment that has told you need to improve or change or get better to be acceptable. See, we've discovered that when you accept yourself as you are, you transform.
You can find all our courses, our newsletter sign-up link, and also the links to subscribe to the podcast at transformationmadeeasy.com. Next week's episode is R&R.
R&R. What is that?
Relaxation and something. Or
how about rest and relaxation?
Rest and relaxation, or resentment and regret. We'll see. We'll be back next week.
So come on back.
And don't miss
being here.